Taon, 1978. Unang binuo ng Yamaha ang SR400. Yamaha wanted to introduce a bike for entry-level riders, a bike that is easy to ride and easy to maintain.
I have a tale to tell. Sometimes it gets so hard to hide it well. I was not ready for the fall. Too blind to see the writing on the wall. A man can tell 1,000 lies. I learned my lesson well.
Ang pinagsimula ng SR series ay yung XT500, an enduro motorcycle made between 1975 and 1981. Now mind you, the Yamaha XT500 won the first Paris-Dakar in 1979. They also won second, and because of that, the XT500 became the sought weapon of choice for competitive rally riding. From there, the Tenere was also developed. So, nakikita natin yung kalibre ng pinanggalingan ng makina ng SR series. From that engine, two variants were born, isang long-stroke 499cc engine and isang short-stroke found in the SR400. Yung SR400 was only released in Japan in 1978. Doon lang siya exclusive. Bakit mas maliit ang makina? This is to accommodate the licensing regulations in Japan. Ever since before and until now, what thousands of riders loved about the SR400 is its time and tested design. From its single overhead cam and the good old oil being stored in frames down tubes to its compression ratio of 9.1, it's still all there and still very relevant today. Such is the strength of a practical, durable, and tough design. Hello, Pao.
Yes, good morning.
First to actually for Moto Features na nag-imbita ako ng may-ari ng isang motor na gusto kong subukan. Thank you for the time na binigay mo for this SR400. Kailan mo ulit ito nabili?
2019. Pero
Okay.
2018 ko siya nakita sa Moto Changge. Sir Chris ang nag-udyok ng AUB.
One look naman at the SR400, kita naman natin kung bakit meron siyang appeal to a lot of people. Especially those sa mahilig sa classic looking bikes. And yung heritage at yung linya na binigay niya sa mundo actually. Kung binili mo siya, what was going through your mind?
Ang mga high school days. Bili ko sa scooter. So, yun muna yung nabili ko nung nagbabanda na. Pero di pa ako gumagamit talaga. Tapos, nung kinusal na ako, magkaka-baby na ako, doon ako na magmotor, pang service sa tugtog.
May baby ka na, subok big bike for the highway.
Yes, tapos classic. Dahil nga sa reggae, may kulturang yung mods and rockers. Reggae, Jamaican, classic, rockers, gano'n. Si Leo, yung SR400, check mo yan, sabi niya sa akin. Bagay yun, sakto sa'yo yun. Mababa lang. Talagang hindi siya binago ng Yamaha. Kaya tawag sa kanya, legendary.
Titipid yan lalo dahil sa FI.
Tipid. So yun, nung nakita ko sa Moto Changge, inupuan ko. Siya yung first bike na inupuan ko. Sabi ko, ito na yun.
So maintenance mo from before and now?
Change oil lang to eh.
Okay. So
Wala siya masyado.
Wala kang naging problema so far.
Kasi
Ano ba tinakbo?
22.
What?
Kasi siya, parang...
In 1 year? 2019?
Yes,
2 years?
awanan dyan. Nagagalit na nga sa akin sila Jolly, sila Bakit. Nilalamog mo yung motor mo, sinasama mo.
Hindi, pero dyan tumatagal ang motor. So, you're very content. Wala ka nang papalitan dyan. Wala ka nang gustong gawin pa. Kasi personally, as is, okay na.
Pero nung binili ko kasi siya, sabi ni Leo sa akin, yan yung bike na marami kang pwedeng gawin, which is true nga. Kung gagawin siyang copy racer, konti na lang. Tapos pwede kang mo siyang tracker, scrambler, bobber. Nag-decide ako na gawing touring siya. Puro kapogi. May pinalitan ako dito. Ito, Daytona pipe. Palit to. Ito, yung konting mga pampapogi, yun lang ginawa ko. Order ako sa Japan, sa V-Bike ng mga accessories niya.
So, function more than form.
Walang katayan, kumbaga.
Ayos.
So,
So,
enjoy.
paano?
Yeah.
Pa-ride.
Let's go!
Pasakay. Pa-jack tayo, Pao.
Yeah, So may compression release siya. Ito, click siya dito. Tapos may lalabas ng silver. Ayun, pag lumabas ng silver na yon.
Oh wow, so may lalabas dito pala. May ganyan ba yung dati?
Sabi nila, wala. So, nung tinamaan yata yung paanong pinaka-pounder niya, naglagay daw niyan.
So I gotta press the compression release, open this up.
And then, hahanapin mo siya.
Now, hindi ko siya maapakan, hindi ko ginagamit to.
Pwede siya, pero hahanapin mo na ang hirap, matagal.
Okay.
Pero kung nandito na kaagad yung silver na to.
Okay.
So, nakagano na yung piston sa kanya.
Okay. Once nakalabas na yung silver dyan, what's the next step?
Kick mo lang siya. Kick.
No, wala nang throttle.
Wala.
Sipa lang.
Okay, natin ulit.
Ganun din. Ay, hindi pala naka-on.
Okay.
Kaya pala. Hanap.
Silver.
One kick. Okay, let's try it. Okay, I shall return. Maraming salamat pa. Alam mo, I tried borrowing an SR400 with Yamaha, pero ubos. Wala na sila natitirang demo unit. Ang natitira na lang nila are a few units left kasi so many people got the SR400. So, maraming salamat pa for lending this to me. Very nice. Ang maganda kasi dito, parang alam mo yung pakiramdam na meron ka sinasakyan from the past and you're in present day, you're in the 20s, di ba? And nakakatuwa na naglalaro yung isip mo na, wow, meron ako sinakyan na ito na yung ginagawa nilang motor back in the day. 70s, I mean, hindi pa naman ako pinanganak ng 70s eh, di ba? Kaya natutuwa ako, kaya pinili rin natin si Pau. Kasi si Pau, ginamit niya talaga yung SR400 niya. He's been all over the place. He's done 12,292 kilometers and that's an honest to goodness long-term review. Ang ginawa lang niya talaga dito, oil change. Diba? So, acceleration wise, what I can tell you, you're gonna get a lot more from the beginning. I'm talking about marami ka naman makukuhang matinong torque the first, second, third, fourth. And para ma-appreciate nyo yung fifth gear nito, you really have to go way out there first. Hindi yun yung difference of course. Not like yung mga modern Japanese bikes, alam mo yan, pwede kang umakit ng gears kahit mabagal ka pa. So the SR400 is quite capable in doing that.
Actually, many thought na nawala ng SR series. Nag-break lang sila between 2008 and 2009. Other than that, tuloy-tuloy lang ang production. After that, nakadayo na ng US, Europe, and Australia yung SR export. And what many people don't know, the SR400 is one of the bikes responsible for the resurgence of the cafe racer custom scene in these countries. We are blessed that one of the best SR400 builds in the world is resting in the Philippines. Gawa ito ni Benji ng world-famous Benji's Cafe Racer. Makikita nyo ito sa Y-Zone sa Mandaluyong.
So this, folks, is Motobuilds Pilipinas special for this year. So I decided to go to Y-Zone and to check out one of my favorite builds of all time from one of the greatest builders in the world, Max. Of course, I'm talking about yung gawa ni Benji of Benji's Cafe Racer, world-renowned Benji's Cafe Racer.
Show me what you got. You're always talking, but you're not
Okay, so here's what Benji did. As you can see, it is brilliant, it is beautiful. He made a cafe racer out of an SR400, and that's the stock version. So what I like about this right now is we have the stock and the custom, so we can see exactly what Benji did. Okay, let's start with what he did here. This is handmade, you know. When you talk about craftsmanship and how Benji envisions his work, it's just amazing. Taking a look at what he has here, if you try to imagine how he did this by hand, it's just mind-boggling, di ba? I mean, look at it. Aluminum cowl. Another brilliant thing that Benji did is from where the gauges were originally, and without compromising this, he reorganized it from that layout to this. So the RPM is now here and the speedometer is there. So he split it up. He put that here in the tank. It's still there, you know. Detail again here. Man, this is not easy to do. Of course, the tank is hand built, and if you look at the shape from the original and the new, you can see how Benji draws from the stock to form this new shape. Another thing that he changed, of course, as you can see, is the pipe goes from here to here. Look at that bend, seamless. And instead of bending again to avoid this frame, he just chops out a part over there. So it's avoiding the frame not by bending but by lopping off a chunk of the tube, and it goes over here and nestles towards the tail. So part of the tail is the exhaust. So that's just brilliant. That's his light in the rear. Of course, Benji also changed the rear set compared to standard seating position from the stock. Of course, we're going for a cafe racer rear set. Look at the detail on that. Check it out. The frame reorganized from that to this now, and that cleans up the side really well too, as you can see. Another thing that I really appreciate with what Benji did is what he did with the brakes. He covered it up and it looks so cool. Look at it. He put a plate over the disc brake, right? And if you gotta change it, easy access, he just got them Allen wrenches over there. That's the stock. Forks are now inverted compared to the stock. Of course, the seat has been changed. Of course, that will look to be more comfortable, but in terms of how that looks shape-wise and how we incorporated it here, you can see where Benji took inspiration from. Swing arms, pretty much the same. So the shocks now have covers as opposed to from the stock where it is exposed. So the whole look is just, you know, slick, clean, and it's aluminum.
Any difference with the old SR and what we have now? Not much actually. Like what I said, it's a time and tested design. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. So ano yung bago? Fuel injection of course to keep up with emission standards. Yung dati carb. Disc brake na rin sa harap. The new SR400 also has new rubber mountings on the engine and gearbox, so vibrations are minimized compared to the old, especially at high speeds.
Never leave me out. Don't leave me. Never leave me out. Don't leave me. Never leave me out. Don't leave me out.
May cult following ang SR400. This bike is alive and kicking after 42 years. That is impressive as it is. Paano niya nagawa to? A true vintage nut will understand. A true Yamaha blue blood will acknowledge. And even the most snobbish of bike connoisseurs will give a nod this bike's way. They say time travel is impossible. You can't ride the past. The Yamaha SR400 proves this wrong. Yamaha's iconic bike is still here today. Not because of its speed or very old school frame and handling. The SR400 is still here today because of its character. It is still here because of its Yamaha heritage. A big chunk of Yamaha's persona can be found in this bike. And with that, I give my respects. The Yamaha SR400 folks. This is Zach for Makinamoto Features. Ciao.